So I was I was just going back and I remember when I was in school and I was well just going to school and obviously when you're a teen you know what I mean like there's always a girl that you see and she's like beautiful, you know what I mean, from the outside, and you know what I mean. Uh, but even young, because I remember I would follow mostly my grandparents, but I wouldn't I would take notes soul notes, mental notes, and I started to kind of memorize a lot of things, even things they weren't trying to teach me, um I would see it, I guess, in a certain way. So I learned when I was in junior high and stuff, when I was a teen, one of the things that helped me throughout many lives, to kind of just because I went through the same thing. I've never had a jealousy, but you know what I mean. I seen there was certain time where I'd be like, you know what I mean, I wasn't as thin, or you know what I mean, or I was too thin, or, you know what I mean, like self conscious, you know what I mean. Um, but I would do something about it, you know what I mean. And not just that, I started to challenge my mind in many different ways, uh, I don't know, in different ways, you know what I mean, in different parts of my life, physical, mental, spiritual, um, and I kept growing through that. You know what I mean? I think that's why I was always attracted to somebody's mind before anything. Because I remember in school, I'd be I didn't even really want to. I really like the kids in the boys in the school. To be honest with you, I was not interested really, because I was still going through learning. It's because a lot of schools, they have this certain way of teaching, but there's so much more to it. You know what I mean? Because every kid is an individual. We all have different talents. So you for me, I noticed real young, it's through the soul. And most of the time, the best teachers for somebody for me is my grandparents, because I felt the love. So when there's trust and love, the teaching and authenticity and just calm, you can learn quicker and better. You know what I mean? When a kid uh doesn't really respect you or trust you, and uh they're not gonna pay attention. You know what I mean? They're gonna look at the fly outside the window. I mean, sometimes it's ADHD, but a lot of times it's because um when you go to school, sometimes they don't change the curriculum. They've been doing the same thing for centuries. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I still can't believe that they haven't picked up that it's not working for a lot of kids. You know what I mean? Like, really, to be honest with you, because a lot of my learning, I did it outside of school. You know what I mean? I don't really remember much about what they taught me in school. Most of my learning was outside. I probably would have learned more if I didn't go to school. You know what I mean? Because I don't even remember. Maybe I learned a little bit about Christopher Columbus. You know what I mean? But I probably could have learned that on my own. So there was nothing where, because you're in school all day. So it's like just there's kids. When I was going to school, we just go there. Like a clubhouse. You know what I mean? It's not really meant to throw you out there and push you to a limit. It's like a clubhouse. You know what I mean? And lunch, what do? You know what I mean? You got the mean girls over here. You got the skaters over here. Through the class, what do you do? Pass notes? I don't know. It's just, I'm speaking from my experience, you know what I mean? Then I started thinking, don't they know that some just not, you know what I mean? But anyways, my point was, I started to challenge myself because I said, you know what? Like, I'm not. I think that's why a lot of times, like, I don't really struggle with jealousy. I know I'm weird, like, you know what I mean. But the thing is that I've always seen beauty in places like, you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. I can't even explain it, to be honest. In one of my lifetimes, I must have been an artist because the way I remember, because when I came to Earth, I said, "Damn, they're backwards." You know what I mean? They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? I said they're backwards. Like they're doing. I mean, in my eyes, you know what I mean? No judgment. I'm saying in my eyes, we all think things different. But when I came in, I said, "What?" Like today, I was looking at a commercial about an antidepressant. They named everything. If you have this, if you have symptoms of this, motherfucker, they had to say was, if you breathe, it might kill you. You know what I mean? I'm like, are they seriously like trying to get you to get an antidepressant when they have like 100 side effects? You know what I mean? Like what? Like what? Like you know what I mean? Like I was like, no. So, anyways, like, and then I also started thinking about how the body, like, it it just like look when I came to Earth, like, I was like, you know what, the body naturally like kind of like okay, so Earth and your body and your mind, body, and soul and God, you know what I mean? Like a lot of things are already here, like they're natural, you know what I mean? They're from the Earth. It's when you start messing around with chemicals, you know what I mean? That's when shit just starts hitting the fan, you know what I mean? Like when you start injecting the meat, the chicken to get bigger, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of things like the people that sell the injections for this shit and that sells the spray, they don't even know what's in it, you know what I mean? I mean, literally, there's things that we're not even supposed to be eating. Which brings me to the point that a lot of shit that is put on there is a plot. Because look, they say they injected a chicken or a cow or whatever to get bigger, so they can have more chicken and make more money, right? But with that injection, because it's got chemicals, let's say you start breaking out, now you gotta buy Proactive, and now you gotta buy this and this and this. You know what I mean? It's like a chain, like, and then the sad thing is, a lot of people are dying quicker. I was thinking about back in the day, like you die at 300. You know what I mean? Because they was more natural. Now you die at 82, 80. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just getting short, and you're barely pulling through at 80. You know what I mean? I mean, back then you lived at 300. You and you probably could have kept on driving. You know what I mean? Now you're falling apart. Your bones are hurting like 35. You know what I mean? So it's like it's they shouldn't have gotten rid of the natural healers. You know what I mean? There is something about a natural healer that a chemical and a scientist cannot do. You know what I mean? There's a difference between having a calling and not just that, but like throughout different lives, you start picking up on different things and different methods and not even methods. It's like God gives. You know what I mean? The harder you work every life, the more you come in and you can do a better job for other people. You know what I mean? The less focused like I was on somebody else's life, my brain, and I knew that young. You know what I mean? I knew that everywhere I went. Like I wasn't focused on what the neighbor had going on. You know what I mean? Or nothing. I was focused on what I was gonna learn for that day and how I was gonna challenge my brain. You know what I mean? And how I was gonna make a difference in my own life. How I was gonna be there for somebody else. You know what I mean? And that was my biggest thing is when I focus on shit from the inside, like especially like my heart, my brain, my body, mind, and soul, prayer, and all that. You know what I mean? Like I had no room to look at anybody else. I mean, obviously, I still went through like anorexia, uh, you know what I mean, like the normal stuff. But it was my own stuff. You know what I mean? It wasn't because I was jealous of the Victoria's Secret model. You know what I mean? I would not. I mean, they're cute. To be honest, they're cute, but that's not something I wanted to do. But they are beautiful, though. I mean, I do like their wings. You know what I mean? But I was in another planet in my head. To be honest with you, um, it wasn't. It was never about that to me. Like, I mean, beauty is fucking. I think, and then I don't know. I used to have the weirdest motherfucking taste. Like, they'd be like, "What?" Like, I said, "You don't understand." You know what I mean? Because like, I can reach your mind, your spirit, your body. It's a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like, especially like like when I started growing up, and because I study people a lot. I never told them. You know what I mean? I started studying people. Like I went to everybody's house. Like I literally studied everybody. Like uh for a long time. For a long time. You know what I mean? I mean I wouldn't tell them like I be listening, but I picked up on a lot about people and stuff like that. So to me that was I kind of knew my calling uh pretty quick, like, because I've come and studied people, you know what I mean? And then I come and study people again and again and again. So it was like different ages of people. But I mean, I met a lot of people. That was my favorite learning, to be honest with you, like the uniqueness of a human, like heart, body, soul, mind. You know what I mean? Like the best learning is when you hear somebody else's story and you're like, you know what I mean? Like somebody has a story, and like you're like, obviously, like you hear it coming out of their mouth, but then you see the beauty in it in your own way. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay. I think that's why I always like to go to my friend's house because I'd be like, kind of like seeing. I like seeing where they came from, how they like grew up. Oh my god, I had been doing this since kinder. Yeah, I was running the playground in kinder. I was running the pre-K. I was running the playground. Yeah. I was running the swings. I mean, I was running the swings in the playground, timing the kids. I mean, I was just trying to find a way for kids to be able to, you know what I mean? Because the swings, well, everybody always wanted to swing. So I said, well, let me start timing the kids. You know what I mean? If I time them, they won't fight as much. But it didn't work out. Anyways, I don't know. That's just random shit. You know what I mean? Random shit that came to my head.